director, so I'm here to just start in first. So there's no president opening, and so I'm in the place of president. So, okay, welcome you everybody. And I think it has been a while since the last time that I'm in this meeting. And last time I think I should be some evaluators for Russell, but something happened, and so sorry for that, not being your evaluator. But anyway, so today we will have a very big meeting to some extent, because we have some kind of great people coming in, and they're still in that room talking about some kind of specific things. So anyway, now let's just start our meeting today. So I think first of all, let's put on the agenda. Yeah. So yeah. As always, as the postmaster, I have to introduce the rules, and even though sometimes it's a little bit, like repetitive things, but I think we should do this like all the time. So I think this time maybe all the rules, if you can, maybe you can really clarify your duty, maybe for a minute or something, so that everybody can understand, because I see some new faces or some faces that I haven't been seeing for a long time, like somewhat. It's really great and not easy to have you, right? Okay, so now let's begin the roles introductions. So first of all, let's welcome our timer, Songa, to really clarify his duty. As a timer. Okay. Welcome.
And my job is to record time for every speaker. And I will show you the time when the remaining time is 1 minute 30 seconds. And the time is over, I will show you the book. And I will give you the report in the evaluation session. That's my whole job.
Okay, that's really a succinct introduction of the roles, but succinctly done. That's good. And next one, we will have our accountant to clarify her duties. Yeah, let's welcome She as the accountant today.
My duty is to note any overuse of filler words and sums, and to count inappropriate injection like and, well, but, so, and to report in the evaluation session.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, I think the accountant is quite important, but so I think most of you may concern about some kind of grammar use. Are you using the grammar correctly or not? So that's why we'll have our grammarian to the club and to the meeting. And now let's welcome our grammarian Danny to clarify his duty as a grammarian, and also to introduce the word late. Thank you. You can step back to the first and put the word late.
Okay, hi, today is a grammar. I will introduce you an interesting word about the speech. And then second, I will modify the grammar use like incomplete sentence. And finally, I will evaluate in the evaluation section. Thank you.
So,
Presentation 425.
Okay.
Wallflower.
Today, I will introduce you an interesting word, wallflower. So it has two meanings. First, basically, it describes a southern European plant of the cabbage family. It always has red, yellow, or brown flowers in the early spring. So, is there anyone want to guess the second meaning? Okay. I will give you some tips.
I have not pictured.
A singer named Aya, from Taiwan. published a song named "This Is a Wallflower." So it tells a story about a pretty girl. She wants to be the dance queen in a party. However, no man wants to be her partner. Yeah. So you can describe someone who has no one to dance with at a party. Also, furthermore, you can say someone who is not good at networking communication in the social events, like me. So next time you can call me Wallflower. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shake hands. Handshake. Handshake.
Okay.
Thank you. Good, I'm glad you're doing.
It's okay. So, okay. So now it's the table topic sections, and wait a minute, I want to say something. Now, as table topic, Master told me that today we're gonna have some kind of new ways of playing, and I think it's gonna be a very great experience. I think because I actually see a lot of things on the chair, and which is gonna be used in that meeting, in the table topic. So now let's welcome our table topic masters, Ting, to conduct the table topic session. Welcome.
Okay. Today, I bring some facts here. So, in front of you guys, there are 5 bags, and in every bag there are one stuff in it. So I will invite 5, and each one can pick one bag at random. And after you pick it, you can say it. Then I ask you to describe it to the audience as much as you can. And yeah, that's all. So.
Okay. Can I just show the things that is in the bag to the audience, or I have
No,
to
you can't. Just you yourself
face the
can
wall
see it.
and take a
Yeah.
look into the bag and
Yeah.
then describe.
Keep it as a secret to the
Oh, okay,
audience
okay, I
and
understand.
describe it.
Alright.
So, want to be the first one? Okay, correct. Don't take it out. I know. Your turn. About this thing, our campus library has a campus library. And you need to use it every time when you finish copying. It's like, when you finish copying every time, and you got a pile of papers. Like this. Yeah. So that's stapler. Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Okay. It's okay. So who wanna be the next one? Some simple things, and then you guys can do it. Thank you.
When you want to copy things, you may use these things. And if the staff wants to check your identification, you need to show it to the staff, and they will check your status. Yes.
Oh.
Okay, question. So easy, right? Yeah. So who wanna be the next?
soup or some
Food.
Yes.
After he finished.
Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, when I drink some soup or coffee, I need an instrument to take it, drink it.
So, how about we do that after the speaker finish talking about this one, we have a guest, rather than interrupt them, okay? So, and then
Speaker that I
the
guess.
method two.
Okay. So, sorry for the intrusion to the last time. So, okay. That one. You know, actually, I thought that, you know, after you just finish the introductions, what I thought is maybe we can take the things, but after I just see what's in the box, I think, yeah, maybe probably not, because the cost will be gigantic. Okay, so I remember last time, yeah, when I take table topic speakers, when I just take a table topic speech, I just said that I just answered questions like, what will you take, you know, if you are casted into a wireless place or in an isolated island? You know, that's the thing that I just said that I will be needing in that isolated place. Yeah, this is the thing that people always use, and it's like I can see plenty of them on the desk and in this room, and actually I think we can do a lot of things with them, and sometimes we can even use them in the test, in the test of the modeling or some kind of things, even though it is not so a very good way to do so. But sometimes people do these kind of things, and also, yeah, like people are getting more and more in need of this kind of things because, you know, it is more like IT stuff because we tend to need it like every day, maybe personally for me, I think I will spend like a couple of hours on that. What's that? Do you have an idea? Yeah, I said that there's a lot of them on the desk, so I have to unveil the things I'm talking about. Okay, it's
Little camera.
it's a this one.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah.
Samsung or
It's a pity
Android.
that I cannot take it. Anyway, thank you.
So, the last one, wanna try?
Yeah, give it to him.
Okay, sorry.
Get them more involved.
I think it's the challenge.
Yeah. So, it's something we used for the traditional entertainment activity for Chinese. Like in Chinese, we call it build a great wall. Like traditional entertainment activity for Chinese people. Yes, it's like a set of something. You need 4 people to play.
Oh,
Can I?
it has English name. I know in Chinese name.
Chinese is fine. I mean,
Mahjong.
it's same, yeah.
Mahjong. Oh, it's Mahjong?
Yeah.
No, the game of Mahjong.
This is I bought from Taobao, and in the box there are something like a poker pie, but I take it out just to show the box here. So it's the convenient mahjong for us to play, but you know.
Oh, so when the pieces themselves resemble a wall, is what you're saying?
No,
Or,
it's
okay.
just a saying that If
Okay.
you are playing mahjong,
Yeah.
in Chinese we say that you are building a great wall because
Building a great wall.
yeah, because the
building an
mahjong
asset.
is like have you ever seen mahjong?
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like a brick or something. It's like a small
Yeah. Like a little,
things, and
like a rectangular
when
piece or
you
something.
Really line them up, you know,
Mhm.
it's like a kind of wall or line.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's just the same.
All right, great.
Build a great wall.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Learned something new.
Okay, that's all today's type of topic. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
guys.
So this is that.
Let's see.
So how do you guys like the tabletop today?
Not bad. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I could never think about playing the tabletop in this way. So thank you, Tintin, for delivering such a fantastic table topic. And actually, yeah, I'm kind of, I think, yeah, tabletop is really good. And so now, we come to the very important section, which is the prepare speech sections, in which I think we've got 2 speakers today. Oh, excuse me for a while. Yeah. So, yeah, we've got 2 distinct speakers. First one is Zilong, and the second one is Rafi, which is going to be our Eric director. And first of all, let's welcome Zilong to be the first speakers of today, and
I'm evaluating
I
that.
can't wait to see what you got
Oh,
for
wonderful.
us.
Okay. Hopefully Rafi comes. I wonder where this guy is.
Thank you guys. Today I will want to share my experience in the spring break. I call this trip a Civil War cultural trip, and I will take it later why I call this Civil War cultural trip. And I'm sorry, I didn't do a lot of preparation about my speech, but if you don't like my speech, you can enjoy in the pictures. Today I put a lot of pictures of my trip to experience, to share my experience. Okay, let's get started.
Very
Maybe
nice.
my trip is a little bit unique from you guys. I know a bunch of you guys went to California, have wonderful beaches and warm weathers. Maybe just Song Yuan doesn't invite me, or I will go to California with you guys. And I know another bunches of people went to Las Vegas, like I know Luis went to Las Vegas. Maybe you have watched some hot, sexy show on the theaters, right? Maybe you have a lucky in the casinos. But my trip is a little bit unique. I went to Atlanta. Some people may say, why will you choose Atlanta? Because Atlanta is so far away from New York, and people may be unfriendly, and the city are dirty. But I don't think so. Today I will show you why the reason I choose Atlanta as my destination. You can see from the map, I take 40 hours from New York to Atlanta, and then another 3 hours to my destination, Savannah. So the trip is so long. And people may think I'm crazy. Why you choose to drive a car to such a long way? I tell you what, because I got my driving license last year when I arrived in USA, but I hardly had the opportunity to drive a car. So why I don't choose this opportunity as my first time to practice my driving skills in USA? Although it's dangerous, but it's okay because I have a very good experience in driving in China. So for this time, in my first day, I drive 5 hours, and the second day much longer. Okay, let's get started. The first station, New York City. Maybe you are familiar with. Here is the Times Square. Right? I go to Times Square for several times by walking. This is my first time in car. It's very different when you view the Times Square in the car. You feel so narrow, so crowded because all the cars outside is very close to you. And when people cross the street, It's so crowded. Yeah, that's why different when you see the New York City in the car. But I made an achievement. At least I can drive in New York City. You know, New York City is the toughest congested city in the world, even more congested in Beijing. But it's much better than my imagination because I think it's okay. The traffic in China is much worse than this, right? If you can drive in a big city like Beijing, Wuhan, Guangzhou, it's not a big problem. And then we spent 2 days on the way to Atlanta, and we stopped by in Washington, D.C. for a night. And after 14 hours long time drive, we arrived at Atlanta. This is my second station. So have you ever watched a movie, a TV show, Walking Dead? You know, a bunch of zombies conquer the world, and
Yes.
then a bunch of people escaped from the city. That city was Atlanta. So when I arrived in Atlanta, all the scene and the pictures of that TV show come across my mind. All the Walking Dead is the horrible TV shows, but that idea doesn't conquer my mind. I just think this city is very beautiful. The real city is very beautiful and clear. Since Atlanta is the largest, ninth largest metropolitan in USA, so they also have some headquarters built in Atlanta. The famous one is Coca-Cola. There has a Coca-Cola museum in Atlanta, and this is one of the places you must have to go. I know everyone must drink Coca-Cola there. But the difference in Coca-Cola museum, you can test thousands of soda drinks made by Coca-Cola. You know, Coca-Cola not only safe for USA, but also safe for all the countries around the world. Maybe they have different drinks in different countries, like they have 果粒橙 in China. It's one of the products of Coca-Cola. So in that area, you can test the thousands of drinks made by Coca-Cola around the world. Although this looks very colorful, but when you test it, some may be okay, but some drinks very, very badly. Maybe that matches my test, but maybe you will like it. Yeah, some drinks maybe just drinks like Chinese medicine. It's very terrible. Okay, let's continue. Except the Coca-Cola, CNN is also built its headquarters in Atlanta, and we visited the studio of CNN. But we can't take pictures there, so this is the only picture I can show you. Since Atlanta is not our destination, so we just stay 1 day in there. Then we go ahead to our destination, Savannah. Maybe you're not very familiar about this small town. Have you heard about it? Yeah.
Coastal town,
Yeah,
very
it's
nice.
very beautiful small town. Or some people call it the oldest small town in USA. I make a summary about three most important things I want to mention to you. This is the three most important reasons why you will love Savannah. The first one is Savannah's atmosphere and architecture. You can see easily from the picture. This city is very beautiful and just like a garden, you know. And some people say if you have a family, the best way you make your kids and your children know about the history of America is take them to Savannah. Why? Because Savannah did a good job to historical protection. All the things, all the buildings in Savannah is kept like itself 100 years ago. So downtown in Savannah even is called historical district. So that place very beautiful. All the buildings are kept is like 100 years ago. So some people say the best way to take kids to learn the history is to museum. But I think Savannah itself is a museum. Means all the buildings and all the streets are very beautiful and traditional. So people say Savannah is not like an American city. It's like a European small town. Because 100 years ago, European people lived here and built the city like they live in. It's very beautiful. And here is show you some picture about the architecture. This is most famous one called Cathedral St. John. It's the very famous church, and inside is very beautiful. However, what a pity I cannot show you the picture because it can't take picture in the church. I don't know why. And here is the main street near the ocean, near the river, and people call it River Street. Savannah is not a big city. It's very small. You can spend one afternoon there just to go through the main street and go through all kinds of gardens and parks and squares. You will have different feelings. And at the end of the day, you just sit on the cafe to drink a cup of coffee and enjoy the sunset of the city. It's very beautiful. And here is the very famous place. One famous movie shot in there. You can have a guess what kind of movie. I'll give you tips. Tom Hanks. It earned the best actor in Oscar Awards in 1994. Do you know what's the movie? Okay, I can make closer about this. Yeah. Okay. You know about this? Tom Hanks, 1994. Okay. Forrest Gump, yeah, you got it. It's the same place. The place I standing on is the movie made it. Yeah, this famous sentence. My mom always said, life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Yeah, this is a very famous sentence. And Tom Hanks just speaking about the sentence in the place I standing on. And what impressed me about it is when I go to that square, no building, no billboard said Tom Hanks made a movie here. I just, play my YouTube to find this place. And when I arrived here, really no one told me this is the place what the movie makes. But this is different in China. If the movie was played in China, there will have a billboard saying Tom Hanks made a movie here. If you want to take picture, $10 per person. But that was impressed me because Savannah want to keep itself as peaceful as it can. They don't want to be, disrupted by other people. Even though they are proud of it, they make a movie here. And the movie made the city so famous, but they don't care about it. They just live as they are. And the second reason why you love Savannah is the food and the beaches. Okay, the food is very wonderful, make you drowning about it. The seafood you can see from it is very, very delicious. And the beaches, the weather in Savannah is warm all year round. You must enjoy it. And the third reason is about the art and cultures. Because Savannah is very beautiful, so all artists from the world will come to Savannah to achieve their artifacts. The famous university in Savannah is the Savannah College of Art and Design. Here is the museum of this university, and there are some exhibitions. Although this art are modern art, but it's not hard to understand. It's comprehensive. You see the pink room, and here the trumpet is very interesting. When you close to it, when you shut and cover it, it will play some music. Sometimes it's rock music, sometimes it's like symphony. And the famous festival in Savannah, it's like an Irish festival, and people wear dress in green. The St. Patrick's Day. In the world, there are two places have a very famous St. Patrick's Day parade. One is in New York, another one is in Savannah. But what a pity is, the day after I leave Savannah, the parade happened in Savannah, and the day before I arrived in New York, the parade happened in New York. So I just missed both of the two parades. What a pity. Maybe next year I can have a try. And this is all about Savannah. Maybe you can remember the three reasons: the wonderful architecture and atmosphere, the foods, the beaches, and the art and the cultures. Okay, when I leave the Savannah and turn back to New York, we choose Richmond as our transfer station because the way is too long. So you have to choose a city to stay one night. And why I choose Richmond? Because as I told you, Civil War. Richmond is the capital of that time of Confederate state. Civil War, maybe you don't know familiar about it. There are two sides. One side, United States of America. Another side is Confederate State of America. So Richmond is that time is the capital of the Confederate State of America. You can feel the culture of Civil War and know about the history in this city. This picture shows you the name of the view that named the city, because the James River is the main river in Richmond, and 200 years ago, a British arrived here, saw the view of this river, and just like the Thames River in London, it's very famous. And there is a small town named Richmond near London. And when that rich man arrived in this place, he think we have to name this city as Richmond, just like in British. So this is why this name is Richmond. Okay, this is all about my spring break. Maybe next time you can share your experience about your spring break. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great job. Thank you so much.
Really,
Share another trip.
you really got a lot to say, right? Yeah. So you said that you like driving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think the one that you're referring to that went to Vegas, I think is me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, during my trip to Vegas, I think I want to interview one person.
Jia Xiong, yeah.
Do you like driving?
Yeah, I like driving.
Wow, what a
Jia Xiong get a lot of tickets when driving, right?
yeah.
Just one.
But we actually got caught by the police 2 times. First time is because we are driving so fast, and second time is because that we are driving too slow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. There's
No
one
way,
thing
no
that I
matter
can
what.
tell, that is, yeah, the officers there tend not to be so nice, because they just pull you over and say that, yeah, you're running so fast. Why do you run so fast? And then I'll get your ticket. So it's like, yeah. Anyway, so it's a wonderful speech. It's a wonderful speech. Thank you so much. And now I'm glad that we have 2 new faces coming to our club, and who are our area directors and district or division directors. The area director is Rafi, and the division director is Elizabeth. They are down on the very last row. So, would you like to say hi, or just deliver a speech? Because we have our second speech to be Rafi. Okay. So now let's welcome Rafi.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the introduction. Like I said, I'm the area director for our area. So I thought today I just wanted to give a brief background on who I am and what I do in Toastmasters, and then I'll leave all of you guys with the 2 best pieces of advice I have on how to become better speakers that you can do right away. So, Rafi Citrachet, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. Maybe next time you're doing a road trip to Chicago, you'll drive through Ohio. Has anyone been to Ohio? No. What?
100 times.
Okay, everyone else on your way to perhaps Chicago or somewhere else in the
Love it.
Midwest,
Good
you can drive
state.
through Ohio. Grew up in Cleveland. I went to Ohio State University, where I studied finance and operation management. And after that, I moved to Michigan, where I worked at Dow Chemical for 2.5 years. And then after that, I had met my girlfriend at Ohio State. Her parents had moved to New Jersey. So once we got engaged, I really had to move out here to the East Coast. And so I've been working with Dannon Yogurt for the last 4 years in supply chain analytics, which I love analytics. I love numbers, but I also like supply chain. For those of you who don't know, supply chain is all about moving products from point A to point B. So for Dannon, it's about moving our yogurt products from our manufacturing plants to our warehouses, and from the warehouses to the customers. So that's a little bit about what I do. As soon as I moved out to the East Coast 4 years ago, I joined Greater Stanford Toastmasters. I think some of you have visited the club. And Toastmasters has been incredible for me. I've learned how to speak a lot better, be a lot more confident when I'm talking, put together a well-organized speech, eye contact, body language, and really make sure that when I'm talking, hopefully people are getting the message that I want to share. So at Greater Stanford, we have a great club. We have a lot of people. I became club president after a year there. And being in a leadership role, you learn a lot about how to help people, how to help people grow, and I also realize that all the problems come to you. Anytime anyone has a problem, you have to deal with it. So how to manage the constant flow of problems and make sure everyone is happy and doing well. After club president, I became area director. So the area director, my job is to support your club and 3 other clubs in the Stanford area to make sure you have all the resources you need to grow. So it's been a great opportunity, great experience. I've met a lot of incredible people across the state of Connecticut, like Elizabeth and the other area directors. I've even got to speak at conferences on topics that I like. The topics I like the most are productivity and time management. I think it's really fascinating. That's like my secret hobby that I'm always reading about the latest tip and trick on how to get more done throughout the day. I have a 14-month-old girl at home, so she takes up a lot of my time, so I have to be really efficient while she's napping, so that's why I like productivity. That's a little bit about myself. So 2 things that I thought I could share with all of you, very simple, but how to help become better speakers. The first is around practicing, and the second is about watching other speeches. So number 1 is practice, and this is the best place to do it, to come here and give a speech. And it can be on any topic, like the road trip that you took to Atlanta. Very interesting. Did the trip, you came back and told us all about it. Great chance to practice. You can practice here at the meeting doing speeches and table topics. So I encourage you to practice as often as you can. But also practice at home. If in front of a mirror, just speak for 1 to 2 minutes in front of the mirror so you can see how you look when you're talking to other people. Now, if you have a roommate, they might think you're weird, but just close the door and practice by yourself. The other thing I do a lot, driving to work, all of a sudden I'll just start kind of practicing in the car. I'll turn off. I usually have a podcast. I'll pause that and I'll practice. Like tonight, we're having an area contest. I was just practicing what I'm going to say for the opening of that contest. Always look for ways to keep on speaking and talking. Even if you don't have an audience, it will help you get a lot better. And record yourself speaking and watch the recording later on. When I watch the recording, sometimes I only watch a minute and I turn it off because I'm just so nervous and upset and I can't believe I looked like that. But I really started to try to push myself to watch the whole recording and make sure I'm doing well. So practice, practice, practice. It's the only way around it. Practice here, practice at home, practice in the car. If you have maybe a dog or a cat, practice to the pet, anything. That the more you're speaking, the better you're going to get at it. And it's really all about repetition. I actually consider Toastmasters your workout. So the same way when you go to the gym, in order to get stronger, you have to go to the gym regularly and work out regularly and consistency. If you go to the gym in January and don't go again until February, guess what? You're still going to be sore after your workout in February. But if you go the first week of January, and the second week, and the third week, and the fourth week, come February, you're going to feel a little stronger and more better shape. And Toastmasters and speaking, the same thing. Practice, practice, practice. The second thing is to watch speeches. So the best resource is YouTube, and just search Toastmasters, and you'll find hundreds, if not thousands, of videos to watch. The great thing is, each speech is only 5 to 7 minutes long, so it's not very long. You can also Google the world champion of public speaking. These are the people that spoke at the international stage. These are amazing speeches. You can see what they do, and sometimes write down what was good and what was not good. And there are a lot of people that, the world champions, of course, are great. There are a lot of people that record their speeches at their club and post them on YouTube. So they may not be the best speaker, but you can learn what did that person do well, what didn't they do well that I would do better. So I would watch as many speeches, and also watch your professors when they speak. I heard some of you are studying for the CFA. Is that true, some of you in here?
Yeah.
So I know that during class you probably have so much knowledge that you need to write down. It's a very tough exam, but if you can take a second and watch your professors, the way they're speaking, you'll notice that they're probably using the room well. They're speaking well to you. They're enunciating the way they do it because they know they have to deliver a good presentation, and they've been practicing for years. So that's always what to watch speeches on YouTube, watch other people speaking and see what you like about their speech and make notes about that. And then the last thing you can do when you watch speeches on YouTube and you see something you really like, you can try to get the transcript of it and actually read it yourself. For example, a presidential speech. You can find almost every presidential speech written out, and you can practice the 5 to 7 minute portion of that. So maybe you're worried about how to put together a speech. You can just take someone else's speech and recite it yourself. This is a great way to practice. The more you're speaking, the better you're going to get at it. Just consider it an exercise. So there are 2 basic techniques. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that gives you a little bit more about me. We had a great meeting this morning about the club. We really like this club. We want it to continue to grow and help all of you and help the UConn community. So we are here to help you with that as well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Rafi. And I think, so talking about the kind of practice things, I really have some kind of things to say. The thing that Rafi just said that, practice to, practice with yourself in the mirror or something like that, that is exactly the thing that I did before and even yesterday. Yeah. It's like, it sounds kind of weird for me to really kind of, just open my mouth and talk about this kind of, to some extent, I think the stuff I talked about mostly like nothing. It's like I just open my mouth and blah, 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 and during the shower, because I don't got anything to do, during the shower. And actually, whenever I just come out from the bathroom, my roommate would just say, see me like, what are you doing just now in the bathroom? It's like, are you singing or something? I'm just talking. Whoever I'm gonna want to talk to. Maybe there's girls in my bathroom that I want to talk with, but that doesn't matter, Actually, as time goes by, they just tend to get used to it, and I don't know whether they would do so as well, but actually the thing that the point is, I definitely can see a progress in the kind of improvement, or with all the kind of practice over and over again. And actually I got this habit, from the preparation of my TOEFL test, and I have been retaining this kind of things. Even when I just come to the States, I don't have to face this kind of different kind of tests. It's just a kind of habit. It's like some built-in things. Anyway, so Rafi, thank you for your great speech, and I think everyone could have some insights about how they're gonna improve their speaking, especially in this club. That's what we meant for. So now let's. I forgot my thing. All right. So here comes the evaluation sections, correct? And I hope you didn't forget most of the things that you have to evaluate. It's like it's been a while. Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's welcome our Karen to the evaluation section. Thank you.
Overall, you did an amazing job. You gave us such an vivid speech. At one moment, I thought I was watching traveling a live show. Yeah, and your speech is so personal, self-experience, and with these pictures, your speech is easy to follow, and you manage your speech in a very logical pace, which will make us easy to follow your speech. And about the PowerPoint, we can see that you prepared a lot for your speech. Yeah, with all these pictures. And oh, by the way, your picture-taking skills is very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. And about your trip, I think I admire your courage and willpower. Drive all the way from Stanford to you said that it took you 14 hours to drive to.
Yeah, 2 days.
Oh, 2 days. Yeah, great. And you took such a bunch of beautiful pictures of Atlanta, and at the moment I saw that picture of that empty street. It reminded me of walking that immediately. Yeah, I'm also a big fan of walking that. Yeah. And the next step, you introduced us. You showed the beautiful scene of a small town, Savannah. Yeah. I never knew that before, but after your introduction, I think I fall in love with that town immediately.
Thank you.
You talk about that town from 3 aspects: atmosphere and architecture. The second is food and the beaches. The third is the art and the cultural. I think after such detailed introduction, I think you have every great personal traits that an excellent salesman should have. You definitely, you definitely make everyone want to go in that picture, want to go in the Savannah immediately. And next, I want to talk some aspect about your staging and movement. You have this such staging gestures, and you are not just stick in one place. In one place, just move around and have eye contact with everyone. I think I can hardly find any mistakes about your speech. So overall, you did an amazing job. I hope you give us a better speech next time. Thank you.
All right.
So, yeah. All right. So, evaluation is quite good. It's just as good as the speech itself. And, okay, so now, now let's welcome our second evaluator, Russell, to give some evaluation to Rafi.
Yes, thank you for Rafi, especially for coming and sharing about everything, your background, and what you bring to the table. I learned even some new things about you I didn't know about you, that you had worked you had been in Michigan, and some more about your background. Thought it was terrific. I'll start saying I liked your eye contact, how you were looking over to the left, to the right, and establishing that point was right on point. And saw many things, and especially about the content. But enjoyed about the content you were talking about, the YouTube videos, all the resources out there. I may have added, there's a group called the Christophers and TEDx, and the TED Talks that are also online. It's another similar type of group or similar type of organization where people speak on a whole variety of different topics and content that is really interesting too. So depending on everyone's level of interest in particular topics, so we can learn more about topics through also at the same time observing speakers speaking. What I noticed, though, as another point maybe to think about is that it seemed a little bit, for a while, standing in one place. I noticed then later on moving a little to the left, a little over to the right, then later on, which was good because I noticed that I want to use a little more use of the whole space here, which I know it's a little tight with this computer here being behind there. So I guess those are the two key points I'd mention, and that I had. And so again, I thought very wonderful presentation. And thank you very much. I look forward to hearing you speak again. Maybe are you speaking tonight?
I am.
You are wonderful. Great. Well, I look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
So wonderful evaluation. I think this is, that's why we picked Russell. So, do you guys kind of interested in how you're gonna, how you just put your speech, and do you are you kind of interested in the kind of performance on the aspect of the grammar? Yes. Okay. So now let's welcome our grammarian Damin to put the grammarian report here to see what we can do better next time, or what's the shining point. Okay. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you for everyone's speech. I think everyone did a good job. There are some maybe small mistakes for Zilong. Maybe like we say in USA. I think it's a great usage of in the USA. Yeah. Also some verb tense. Like the city very beautiful. I think you should add the is. The city is very beautiful. And some drinks may be very badly. Should say some drinks may be very bad. Yeah. Okay. Also like when I go to, you should use when I went to. Okay. For referral, I just get two mistakes. First one is my job is a manager. I think my job is to manage. And you say I have 14 months girl. I have 14 months girl. And for current, also some broadcast mistakes. You say it reminds me. You should say it reminds me. Also like after this detailed introduction, you should use after this detailed introduction. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Really, I don't think I did a very good job in this kind of controlling the filler words like in art, and it's like, there's kind of things is really built into my kind of speech things, but I'm still wondering what everybody else do about the controlling the filler words, and really, so I'd like to introduce our accountant sheet to have to deliver the accountant report. Welcome.
Here's my report. Yuxiang said this inappropriate word for once, and Zilong 5 times, Karen 3 times, and Louis 4 times.
What?
Yeah.
I thought it's like 40.
And for the rest of you, I think you did a really good speech, and I didn't count any inappropriate word or interjection in your speech. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shi, for such a good report. And now it comes to the very exciting part, because I'm really curious about the timers report. So, yeah, really. So now let's welcome our timer to give the reports, and Song Yuan to give the timers report. Welcome.
And the tabletop section, thinking we use 12 minutes to give the topic. And in the prepared speech, are too long, use 40 minutes, more than double than the maximum 10 minutes. And in evaluation session, Korean use 2 minutes and 38 seconds. And Russell use 2 minutes and 19 seconds. They control their time very well. And Damin Qing used 1 minute and 13 seconds to give the grammar report. And Chen Xi used only 26 seconds to give her account report. That's all.
Handshake.
It's all right. Okay, so this is what I've been talking about. Curious, yeah, I'm really curious how much time that's Zilong spent You know, you really didn't let me down. It's like double the time. But that's okay. The only thing is that you should be disqualified for the best speakers. Yeah, that's the one problem. So I think you really have to really think about the time management because we got a time limit here. Okay, but overall, it's you know, in terms of the content, it's really a good speech. Okay, so now, hold on. Okay, so here comes our president. You know, due to some reasons, our president did show up at the very beginning of the meeting, but now, let's welcome our. So, are you ready for the general value report? Check out. Okay, so now let's welcome our president, Chen Jiao, to give a general evaluator report. Welcome.
And now I will give you a general evaluation about each roles. Sorry about missing the table talk class, so I begin with Zilong's speech. So I think it's very interesting about your travel in spring break and working dad at Atlanta, and also the 3 reasons to visit the Savannah. Yes. Okay, I will point that you have some detailed mistake about the time tenses. Just like when to go to, and also all the things keep, not keeps, and others. Overall, it's a good speed, but you need to control your time. And I think Song Yuan gives you some reminder about the time. Yeah, you ignore about this, but it's okay. You can do that next time. And the other is Toastmaster.
Yes.
Toastmaster. I think you gave good interaction with among the audience because you ask the question, you say something in the bathroom, and also you ask questions. Look forward some feedback from the audience, even though they don't care about it. I think it's great. And also I hear loving from the audience, so it shows your success. And the next one is graphic, because I think you first self-introduction, and also you think how to improve the speech and speaking. I think the practice and watching the video is a very important piece for us. You said that you could listen the professors how they can speak to the students. I think I always listen so carefully about Beihang speech because it's so easy to understand, even though I think the content is very complicated, but I think I can get the point so easily. I think I will learn from him. Then the evaluator, correct. I think you gave the Zilong so many good points and shinings. You say that you first the conclusion, the whole speech, and also you point out the eye contact PPT, and you share the similar experience with him. I think it's good, but you need to point out something he could be better. Just not all this is very good. He needs some other tips to improve. And then Russell, you hold the file folder to stand here. I think it's so professional, and it is professional. And you point out the eye contact and the different resources Rafi said about how to improve the speaking. So it's so great about your points. Then I will say something about 3. The first one, Marion, Daming. I think both 3 of you, all of you, Daming, Xixi, and Song Yuan, your voice need to be louder to show your confidence, and you can have more eye contact with audience, or just